Dragon Ballers, if you're looking to buy Dragon Ball Super or One Piece sealed product, make sure to get 5% off using my link to Mystic TCG down in the description. You can also sell cards to them using their Facebook link, which is also down in the description. Yo, what's going on, Dragon Ballers? Welcome back to another video. We are about midway through February, and through this format that doesn't really have a lot of competitive stake for a lot of people, but it has a lot of competitive stake for those of us who are going to the Vegas LCQ for the Dragon Ball Super Battle Hour. So we're in this kind of weird format, right? But I do want to go over the rogue decks you guys can play for February 2023. This is for everyone who just wants to go to locals and have a good time, maybe try out a new deck. And who knows, maybe these decks will get even better going into set 20 with whatever the ban list brings. But these decks are actually already pretty good. A few of these decks, if not most of them, have topped recent events either in America or in Europe. So that's where I've kind of pulled from today's list of rogue decks that I've been enjoying, and decks that I think are pretty solid for you guys to try out. So if you guys are new here, make sure to subscribe, hit that bell so you never miss a video. One more housekeeping thing: I am currently running a giveaway on the channel for the month of February. We're giving away a double-sided deck box and a 4-pocket binder from Dex Protection. So make sure to go to that giveaway, which is in the community tab of this channel. Go enter. It's very easy. Just subscribe to the channel, like the post, comment on that post, and you'll be entered for the giveaway, which we'll announce the winner 1 week from yesterday, which is when the giveaway was posted. Anyways, let's get on into this, starting with our first deck. We are looking at Majin Vegeta. So if you guys saw the profile I did with Thomas a few weeks ago, you guys would see how intrigued I was in that deck because it had done very well. I think it finished in 3rd place, and the deck has been like a known quantity for some time. It's been like a rogue green aggro deck for a while, but the deck has picked up so many new tools, some of which are just like straight up Majin Vegeta support. They have a promo from the anniversary box that allows you to put servants on the bottom of your deck. It's also a free play blocker, which just pairs so nicely with Dormant Potential Unleashed. So if you guys watch that video, and if you didn't, I'll link it down in the description. But that card pairs so well with Dormant Potential because you're able to use Dormant, maybe block the attack with that card, right? The deck also plays Yellow Zarbon from either set 1 or 2, so it can restand all your servants, so you can restand that Vegeta and then block another attack, which basically bought you a free turn with that Dormant plus blocker combo. I think that's a very, very cool combo. And you've also got the other tournament pack promo that lets you play your I think it's Prideful Warrior boss monster for 2 energy, because King Piccolo Dimensional Conqueror allows you to play a 1-drop green battle card for free. So you play that TP promo for free, you swing with it for 15k, you pay 2, play your Prideful Warrior, take 3 markers off of Unison, which was doing Unison killing before Unison killing was even cool. So you can do that, swing for a 30k triple strike, and then just put a bunch of pressure on with what the deck is already able to do. So yeah, that profile really caught my attention. Majin Vegeta has been doing quite well for me. I like it a lot. I still think King Piccolo Dimensional Conqueror is a little bit questionable, because if the game ever gets dragged on to like maybe a turn 4, turn 5 scenario, you don't really want to give your opponent like 3 draws. That feels really bad. So yeah, but it is the only Unison that can actually free play your 1-drop. So maybe it is just the way to go, albeit this is a 2 energy investment to play that 1-drop for free. So maybe if you just forego this Unison and try something else, you can still get that for a cheap-ish amount of energy. Maybe there are other Unisons worth playing in the deck, like the new Piccolo from, I think it was set 19 or 18, that just +1 draws a card, -1 dual attack. That's probably really good for an aggro deck as well. So yeah, if this Unison's a little bit questionable like it is to me, I still think it's really good and goes what the deck wants to do. But yeah, if you find yourself in long game scenarios, giving your opponent multiple draws if you're not killing them on like exactly turn 3 does feel pretty rough. So give that a shot, let me know what you think. But yeah, anyways, we'll go on to the next deck. We have SS4 Goku. So in this format in particular, Black Supreme Kai of Time has established itself as the best black deck, and it's not like the best deck in the game, but it is the best deck in its color. The other deck that's been talked about a bit though is SS4 Goku Guardian of History. I've had people tell me that this deck feels even more aggro than Supreme Kai, which I find crazy because I think Supreme Kai of Time is actually a very like tried and true DBS aggro deck. It puts on a lot of pressure by turn 3 and has serious kill potential by turn 3, turn 4. But this deck, I haven't played against it so much myself, but I did see a deck profile. I think it was on the Lookouts channel, It got third place at a recent European event, so it's got some merit in that regard. But basically, what this deck does differently compared to Supreme Kai of Time is it's a bit lower to the ground. So you're not playing such big overwhelms like free 25Ks, free 30Ks, but you're playing a lot more lower to the ground cheap guys like Time Agent Vegeta from the Vegex starter deck. You can play as many of the Vegex cards as you want, the Supreme Kai of Time, the Trunks for the Self-Awakening, and the blocker. You've also got a Z battle card specifically for this deck that fishes the Demigra Unison out of your deck, so you actually have more searchability on that than Supreme Kai does. Supreme Kai has to kind of hope to draw it or potentially search off top 7. This leader can just straight up search it from the deck, which is very, very consistent. That Z battle card is also a 15k crit that can gain even more power, and Demigra Unison is so vital to these two decks in particular because of that wormhole ability. Being able to overwhelm twice per turn is a really big deal. So yeah, if you guys want a bit of a different alternative, more of a sand focused based black deck, this would be the one you want to try out. And yeah, again, I hope if the Lookout's watching, just link that video down below for everyone who wants to check that out. So anyways, let's move along to Blue Bojack. So Blue Bojack actually did top one of the recent European Zenkai Cups, which is a pretty cool thing. I honestly don't know if this is the format for Bojack, because I think this is a very combo centric blue deck, and those types of decks typically do pretty well against red. That's why Crimson's so good. Crimson is just so strong against red because it's so hard for red to actually deal damage to them, because Crimson can combo so high and efficiently. Bojack is very, very similar. You're still playing your Xeno Super combos. You're probably still playing cards like Beerus Destroys. And on top of that, you're playing all your various Bojack cards that come into play and do X, Y, and Z. You've got Bojack cards that come into play and remove things, which is really, really good against like a more aggressive battle-focused deck. And that's actually also probably really good against Supreme Kai of Time as well. So I'd have to really test it out and see how the Bojack matchup goes into Crimson. I think you have to kind of adjust your deck, and that's probably why we saw Bojack in that European Zenkai Cup playing cards like Turning the Tide and SS4 Vegeta Rise of the Super Warrior, because you do have to kind of adjust your deck to be able to beat the blue decks that have a better late game than you. But if your meta, your local meta is consistent of a lot of red, a lot of SS4 Gogeta, a lot of red Sin, a lot of black Kai, I do think that Bojack actually looks pretty good in those scenarios. And I gotta say, like, Zangia Beautiful Slayer is an insane card. Like, it gives a deck ramp that never had ramp before. It allows you to get to your boss monster faster. It gives your boss monster barrier, which is pretty insane too, so they just can't remove it effectively. And it's an 8-drop, so cards like Smoke Dragon won't be able to touch it. Green can kill it relatively easy with cards like Goku Fated Rivals, but I mean, green's still not all that popular right now. So for the most part, that's a very safe play. And that also gets you energy back as well, which is what just Bojack wants to do. And now there's so many more like good combo step cards for blue, again, like the Beerus Destroys, like the UI Kamehamehas. The auto on the Bojack leader to untap 4 energy is even better. It was awkward because blue kind of used to rely on things like D-Magic and stuff a bit more, but now with all that good combo centric stuff, that effect just seems kind of broken, to be honest. It's only limited by the fact that you can really only play Bojack cards, but still, I mean, the Bojack cards are rather strong. I think they're pretty good, so definitely want to recommend you guys try this out. All right, then we have Blue Gohan Aggro. So kind of like in the same vein as Black Supreme Kai of Time and the Black SS4 Goku deck, this is a DBS aggro deck. It swings hard, fast, and tall going into like turn 2, turn 3, which honestly we haven't seen for a while. Once aggro took some big nerfs around, like, I want to say the set 15-16 mark, aggro was never really the same. Aggro was really not pushing kill potential until like turn 4 the earliest. But we have gotten some decks back, like Supreme Kai of Time, like Black Goku, like the Sin deck to an extent, but we never really had that in the color blue, and Gohan is that deck in the color blue. You are playing a very different game of Dragon Ball Super. You know, only having 3 cards in hand is very, very different from what most Dragon Ball players are used to. You know, 10 plus cards in hand by the time you awaken is definitely the norm there. But this deck can hit hard and fast, so if you want to play blue, if you enjoy staples like Piccolo the Infiltrator, like Dirty Burst, any cards like that, you can definitely just play Gohan Former Glory Regain, hit really fast and hard. And to be honest with you, this is the best deck that came out of set 19 Fighter's Ambition. So if you want to play a set 19 themed deck or a Gohan themed deck, this is the one to go for sure. And the final deck in this video is a weird one because it's Green Cooler. And honestly, I didn't expect to be talking about Green Cooler in a Rogue video because it got second place at Australian Nationals, and I really thought the deck was picking up a ton of hype going into this odd format that we're in. And it even got unexpected Zenkai anniversary support. Like, no one had any idea this deck was gonna get second place at a national tournament, but it did end up doing so well, and it actually got Zenkai support to follow that. So that was just a super unintended thing by Bandai that worked out in a super funny way. But ever since that format, in this current format that we're in, you know, post ban list with Zenkai Dash Pack support, we haven't really seen Green Cooler do anything. I don't think Green Cooler's topped any of the events that I've covered here on the channel, which is definitely super surprising. I thought this deck was picking up a lot more hype, but because of that, I am talking about it in the Rogue category, and it's definitely one you want to try out. Green Cooler looks really good. One, based on what it was already able to do, and that was cycle through unisons, put on unison based pressure, which plays around quite a few floodgates. It pokes at the hand very well too. You've got unisons that poke at the hand, you've got your 4-drop cooler, you've got your generic green cards like the Kaioken Goku 5-drop, Zamasu, Deity's Wrath, and you've got solid cards like Golden Frieza, Return of the Destroyer. Basically, just by doing what your deck does, you can KO cards ignoring barrier, which for green now is super easy because every single green deck pretty much plays Goku Fated Rivals. But still, this is a great Z battle card. It's able to cheat in your Golden Frieza Newfound Might for 1 less energy later on in the game. So yeah, card's just really good. Deck seems really good, and I am surprised, to be honest, that it's kind of just fallen off the face of the earth ever since that Australian National event. But anyways, guys, these are the decks that I'm recommending for this video. Of course, down in the comments, I want to know what Rogue decks you guys are playing for this format. Let me know, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.